What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to Big Bro Unless This Reacts. I'm Samaj. This is Taya.
Hey.
And today we are on Scandal, Season 7, Episode 12. Allow me to reintroduce myself. So this is, I guess, the crossover between How to Get Away with Murder and Scandal.
Yeah. I hope it doesn't spoil anything for me. Because I'm not even on episode 1.
Yeah, I've seen, when I was younger, I'm talking maybe a decade ago.
Dang, you're old. I'm sorry.
I watched, I think, the first 4 seasons. So, but I don't know how much I really remember. I remember more about Olivia and the White House stuff than I do anything else. Like, I don't really remember what other characters are involved in this show. So that's really all I remember. I remember the plot point that I left off on, but other than that, I don't know. I don't know how much I really understood anyway because I was young. Like, I was like 15. I didn't really know much about politics or anything like that. But Scandal, it went on for a long time, huh?
So when you were just a boy.
Yeah, for the most part. And so, yeah, they did a crossover at some point. And this was Michaela's idea. She said that in order to get this class action, going, we need somebody who can talk to Congress, really get to them, somebody that's a powerful figure. And that led us to Olivia Pope. So Annalise went to go see her, but she's sitting in her lecture about how to survive a scandal. So let's get into this and see what they got. Full and other reactions are available on Patreon.
Boots are so satisfying to hear
All right, get on ready then, Olivia Pope.
Who can tell me the biggest mistake people make in a crisis?
They panic.
Not hiring
a failure to plan.
Oh.
Crisis management isn't about planning, it's about action, snap decisions in the moment.
An ineffective communication strategy.
Telling the truth.
People think we lie for a living, but in fact, the truth is often our greatest weapon. Anyone else?
Annalise.
Not knowing they're in a crisis.
Very good. Ms.
Keating. Annalise Keating.
You heard of her before.
Miss Pope.
Miss Keating. That was a very informed answer earlier. Spoken from experience?
I'm a defense attorney. I taught at Middleton Law School for years, Professor Keating.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no. I'm happy that my own business ever caught your attention. I'm representing a class action case that has a potential to reform our entire justice system. I have about 100 plaintiffs, all mostly poor, people of color, who have been incarcerated due to underfunded public defenders. The case was just shot down by Pennsylvania courts.
I wish you a lot of luck.
Well, people's constitutional rights are being violated every single day in every courtroom across the country. Look, it's for cereal with marshmallows.
Lucky
I
child.
need your help.
I'm not sure how I can. I'm not a practicing lawyer.
I don't need another lawyer. I need this case to be fast-tracked to the United States Supreme Court.
I don't know if you've heard, but I've been out of the White House for a few months now.
The news said you left on good terms.
I did, but I'm sort of enjoying my break from politics.
Who's talking politics? I'm talking justice. Ending the new Jim Crow. Read this case file. Just look it over. You can say no then.
Yeah, this is a different Olivia Pope than I remember.
It's
She's
Pope.
chill. She's like, I don't
Our
really
country's
get
in crisis.
involved in nothing.
Together we can fix it.
I've rescheduled Party Boy Banker for tomorrow. So today we just have Senator Embarrassing X-Ray and the oil lobbyist with the little money laundering
I
suit.
remember her.
I'm also converting all the
Okay, I
machines to a
remember
strong
him too.
encryption protocol, so that'll take us offline for a few hours. You just have to tell me when.
We were thinking maybe Friday night.
Yeah, I think I remember her too. Yeah, I remember them now. It's coming back to me.
Quinn,
This was her team.
did you hear anything we just said?
Investigate.
Today's X-ray senator and money laundering oil lobbyist. Tomorrow is party boy banker.
Also, Charlie reached out to a couple of PIs for extra help with all the tales we're running.
We'll want to sit down with them.
So maybe next week or...
Sure.
Sooner would be better.
Fine. Charlie can run point on that, right?
Probably. I'll check.
Sorry, was there something else?
You're Googling Liv again, aren't you?
She's teaching college.
Teaching.
Well, you know what they say.
Those who can't do.
Oh, you're bad.
It's worse.
Oh,
Good riddance, right?
Okay.
Right.
Not friends. There's some pain somewhere in there. Olivia looked like she probably cut off everybody.
The Annalise Keating showed up in your classroom.
So you've heard of her?
Liv, it's Annalise Keating. Annalise Keating, the top defense attorney and badass professor from Middleton University in Philly, of course. I applied to law school there because of her. She's a beast.
Yeah, she's a beast.
Google says she's a
Get your
criminal.
right on out of a murder.
She's been accused of some things, but haven't we all?
And she's beating allegations. Don't mess with her.
She wants my help on a case. Class action suit. Defendants are incarcerated due to
Overworked public defenders, yeah. I read about this. I brought the idea to Fitz, but we got sidetracked with another project.
You're serious?
Black men going to prison because their constitutional rights have been violated. Yeah, I'm serious.
Marcus, I'm not in the game anymore.
Right. You're a school teacher.
Watch yourself.
I wonder what happened to her.
I just don't think I can do it.
Then don't do it. Do nothing. Waste your life. I gotta go.
Marcus, why do you...
Why do I return your calls? Show up for drinks, come over and watch the game?
Yeah,
They disappointed in her.
after everything that happened, why are you here?
We're black. Which means I'll always be here for you and I'll always root for you. That's how we do.
Get that last little sippy sip now. Don't waste no drink. Read about Mr. Leahy. Did it say DUI and attempted murder? Oh, she's doing her research now.
It's a good case. Your brief is strong, the injustices are clear, it's evident these prisoners' constitutional rights are being violated. Some of their stories are quite moving. I sense a buck coming. But there is one problem. You. Annalise Keating can't be the face of this. I did a little research. Murdered husband, stint in I jail. was wrongfully accused, just like many of my plaintiffs. Your tenure at Middleton was nullified. You were almost disbarred for alcoholism.
I'm sober now.
Miss Keating, you'd be the national press's featured entree for almost a month of news cycles. Arson charges for dinner, murder for dessert. Even if I was able to spin this rather colorful history of yours, you'd still have to pull off a miracle to get the Supreme Court to come anywhere near this case.
So you're saying I'm a hot mess?
Yes.
I thought you were able to move mountains. That's why I came here looking for you. Your reputation was supposed to speak for itself.
I mean, it does, but she's saying
Have a
you a
safe
lot.
trip back to Philadelphia.
She's saying you a lot, is what she's saying. She's like, oop. I don't think Olivia was expecting that. Because one thing about Annalise, she gonna catch an attitude.
If we're gonna work together, then there's one thing you need to understand. This is my town, my game, my rules. Understood?
Okay, she got a little fire back into her. Look, even fixed her walk. She put a little pep in her step.
This isn't a good idea.
I know.
He doesn't want to see you.
I know.
I had nothing to do with this. We never talked.
I know.
Ooh.
Mr. President?
He don't look like no president here. This ain't the White House.
Hi.
Unless they meet in secret.
How can I help you, Olivia?
Class action suit. 100 plaintiffs. Constitutional rights are being violated.
I'm familiar. Why do you need our help?
It's a big case. Huge fight. I can't do it alone.
Olivia Pope asking for help. That's a first?
I did not come here for forgiveness. I know you don't like me. But I also know that you want to change the world. That it sickens you
disadvantages they were born into. That is why you started this institute, to give them hope that their American nightmare can become an American dream. That's what you've done. That's why I'm here. So yes, Olivia Pope is asking you, Fitz, for help. Okay?
Oh, Michaela.
She got her job back?
No, she's here. This is the same office. Fitzgerald Institute. Okay. So he's no longer
got here
president.
early.
He's
I'm not early.
owner of his own.
Meeting
law
doesn't
firm.
start till 9,
That's right.
which makes you early.
I'm not early. I'm ready.
Good morning.
Morning.
Miss Pope, it is such an honor.
This is my associate, Michaela Pratt.
I cannot even begin to express how much this means to me.
Except you just did.
It's nice to meet you, Michaela. Annalise, this is Marcus Walker.
Welcome to DC, Miss Keating.
Thanks for having me.
Morning, everyone.
Mr.
Morning,
President.
sir.
Oh,
You must be Annalise.
so he is
Mr.
president.
President.
Call me Fitz.
Okay.
No, thank you, sir, Mr. President.
It's a weird office.
Hi there. I'm
44.
sorry.
44. 44, the President. 44.
That's me.
Mr. President, before we get started, we wanted to thank you for agreeing to help. This issue
It's
is...
an important one. I know. Fortunately, President Grant thinks so too.
President Grant?
That'd be the other President Grant.
She agreed to meet with us?
She has.
That's fantastic.
If we can get the White House behind our case, then the Supreme Court will add us to their docket. No question.
Let's get to work.
Two presidents.
Come in. So nice to see all of you, Fitz. Marcus,
Madam President.
I know she's Madam President.
it's a pleasure to meet you. Is this your first time in
Oh.
the White House?
It is. Thank you for
I
meeting with
missed a
us.
lot.
Thank you for coming. I'm anxious to hear about this case. of
Melanie.
yours.
She didn't rose the charts. Sitting in the big chair now. Okay.
All of these people are innocent?
Who knows? They were never given a fair defense because they couldn't afford one. If we're able to get the Supreme Court to hear the case, if we're able to win it, we can change the system, and we can do it now.
You and I are in agreement, Ms. Keating. The system does need to change. But it's not going to happen this way.
Madam President, it's a solid case. If only the White House put pressure on the justices to hear it.
Don't get me wrong. I like the case. I just don't like the court. You put this case before the current roster of judges, you won't win.
There are rumblings that at least a couple of the more conservative judges may be considering retirement. Marsh, maybe Kensington. This time next year, you could be facing a whole new ballgame.
Next
We
year?
don't even know whether these judges are going to retire. You're going to delay justice for these people based on a rumor?
Based on certainty. The certainty that if we move forward with this now, we will be shut down. And all the work that you have done will be for naught.
All the work I've done. Let me tell you about the work
Madam
that I've
President, may I
done.
speak to you privately?
Olivia, let's not.
Because Annalise
it's
is
okay.
going to go
Let's-
off.
Please, everyone give us the room.
Melanie,
Thank
straight
you.
to the point.
So sorry we couldn't be more accommodating.
Madam President, thank you for your time.
They was talking so fast. I was like,
That's what I
Why
said.
did
She's
you
straight
agree
to
to
the
take
point.
this meeting if you knew you were going to say no?
First of all, I agreed that this meeting is a favor to Fitz. And secondly, I didn't say no. I said not now.
This is not the time to punish me.
You really think I'm that small?
I think you're putting the brakes on something you should want. And there has to be a reason.
I want this case to move forward in a year when it actually has a chance of succeeding. The only reason you want this case to happen now is because you need a win. You need a win while there's still a chance for you to scrape back some influence in this town, beyond the occasional teaching gig, that is.
President, I
Go
don't...
ahead. Tell me I'm wrong. It wouldn't be the first time you stood in this room and lied to my face.
We're going to the Supreme Court with or without you.
You do that, you will find yourself an adversary of the White House.
Wow.
what's that mean?
A opponent
Wouldn't be the first time for that either.
saying she'll stand against them. Them two do not like each other. That's how I remember.
Oh, that was fast. Radiologist say yes to the payoff, or we're going to have to turn the screws a little.
Couldn't tell you. Sounds juicy, though. Sure is quiet around here.
They pretty much
Can
got
I
the
help
same
you,
cast. It's
Jake?
pretty cool.
Admiral, command.
I think Jake and Olivia
What
had
am I
them
supposed to
together.
call you these days anyway?
There's a case making its way towards the Supreme Court. Perkins President Grant would prefer that it stall out before it gets there.
And? You're coming to us when you have B613?
I thought you'd take a personal interest in this case.
Yep, I remember that name too.
It's a criminal justice reform class action championed by none other than Olivia Pope.
Yeah, well, that's going to be a big no. I have no interest in anything having to do with Olivia Pope.
Your RSS feed begs to differ. How many articles about Liv you read this month? 20? 30?
You're spying on my internet history?
You and about 300 million of your fellow citizens. Look, here's the deal. If Liv's able to score a win with this case, it'll clear a path for her. Right back into the halls of power. Are you really going to tell me you're willing to stand by and let that happen?
The president refused to help? President Grant has made her decision. Nothing we do now will change that. She made that crystal clear.
That's it? That's what I get by having Olivia Pope on my team. Resignation. You were supposed to convince her. What happened when we left the room?
It doesn't matter.
It matters to me. What'd you talk about?
What do you think we talked about? We talked about you.
Me?
You think the president doesn't get a full briefing on every person who sets foot in her office,
Why
especially
are
when
you
a person
lying?
got a past like yours? And at least she'd made up her mind before you even opened your mouth.
Now you projecting onto Annalise. That's kind of crazy.
That woman is impossible.
She's passionate about the case.
And I'm not passionate about the case. It's not my fault. Melly has chosen to be petty.
It's not Annalise's fault either. Maybe I could go back and try to change Melly's mind.
Or maybe we don't need Melly.
What?
Cut out the middleman. Put pressure on the Supreme Court ourselves.
The 14th Amendment guarantees equal protection under the law, which is simply impossible if public defenders are unable to meet the same standards as their privately paid counterparts. The Supreme Court must act to correct that injustice.
You need a majority to win a case in the Supreme Court, but to have it heard only takes 4 judges.
Stupid rule of 4.
Justice Gutierrez has already expressed his support for Team Liv. She only needs 3 more. Luckily, Kensington and Marsh are super into states' rights. There's no way they'd entertain this case.
Which leaves these 6.
What'd you say?
We get 4 of them on our side, and Annalise Keating is done.
Of
course, Justice Rivas believes in the right to counsel. The Constitution doesn't say anything about the right to good counsel. She's a strict constitutionalist.
Innocent people are willfully going to jail simply because they're poor.
There's no doubt the system is broken, but should the federal government get involved in a state program?
Absolutely not, which is why I will rule to send the case back to the Pennsylvania Circuit Court.
I'm sorry, Mr. Walker, but I have a more pressing matter to attend
Your
to.
Honor, what could be more pressing than 90% of defendants being unable to afford competent counsel? Oh.
Excuse me. Hold tight.
Okay, listen. I got this.
3 down, 1 to go. So it all rests on
Justice Mark Spivey.
Of course, he's always the swing vote.
This used to be her team. I don't know what happened. They do
He
not
never
like her.
reveals how he's ruling beforehand.
Just got off the phone with Spivey's law clerk and he agrees with you, Liv. With a little more media push, he can be swayed.
Good. Let's set up a sit down for me and Noah Baker.
I don't think that's a good idea.
No, you're right. It should be a woman. Maybe Francesca Hunter?
No, I mean, I don't think it's a good idea for you to do the interview. I should do it.
You.
Yes. It's my case. Put me on camera.
If I do that, they will tear you apart. Bring up all
She's
your
a
past
defense
sins.
Fine,
attorney.
bring it on.
Yeah, she can handle that.
Shadows. Truth is our greatest weapon. You said so yourself.
Truth can be unpredictable. At this point, what's most important is staying on message and selling this to Justice Spivey.
Just like you sold it to President Grant.
They tension
Are you
is
questioning my tactics?
Should
rising.
I be?
How about you both do the interview together?
Excuse me.
Annalise, you can convey the passion behind the case, tug at Spivey's heartstrings. And if the interview begins to take a turn towards personal issues, then Miss Pope, you can steer it back to what's most important.
All right,
This
come on,
case,
Michaela.
right?
Keep us focused.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Sure.
Because the cat rivalry is, yeah, it's getting up there.
Okay.
Annalise is like, I'll settle. Annalise has been having to settle, and she don't like that. She's used to being in
If
charge.
we do this right,
Or at least being
this
able to
interview
fight
could be
with
the
her
push that
voice.
Spivey needs to hear the case.
I'll set it up.
I'll call Spivey's people to make sure he's watching.
Great.
Please tell me you know a good hairdresser.
You're telling me Spivey is clean? No weird porn searches, not even a creepy library book?
Guy's so clean it's freaky.
If we can't hamstring Spivey, we could be in trouble.
I think
He's
Huck was
killing
like
it in
a
the
hacker.
media. Public wants reform. They haven't found anything on Justice Spivey.
They're still looking. They're good. We'll get something we can use to nudge them over to our side of the fence.
Our side of the fence. Wonderful.
Yes, ma'am.
What about her?
Her.
She will find a way. Even if we get Spivey on our side, Olivia will find a way to turn the tide against us again. It's what she does. She wins.
Not without the White House in her corner.
Pay attention. We are in her
She
corner.
do not like Olivia.
And let her keep her dignity. Everyone still thinks that Olivia Pope is Olivia Pope, competent, trusted, right hand of the king, because I let her stay Olivia Pope. I didn't crush her. And this is my reward. No good deed.
You had to help her. If the public knew the true circumstances behind Olivia Pope's dismissal, it wouldn't have simply hurt her. It would have hurt us too.
A flesh wound. We would have found a way to deal with it one way or the other. At the end of the day, we would have been fine.
But you didn't make that decision, so clearly you wouldn't have been.
We will be fine.
Now, if you're suggesting that we leak that information now...
Us? The White House? Leak Liv's firing? That would be beneath us.
I think this is all because them two jealous. He loved Olivia. She loved, obviously she was married to Fitz. And Fitz and Olivia had a thing. I mean, that was early on. This the final
So she shows up
season.
at his house at 2 a.m. with the other girl in the back seat.
Yes, girl. Then they started fighting. It was on some straight up ratchet mess.
That's how your family do that.
Oh, that's just one cousin. They're not all like that.
Everybody got one hood cousin.
Or aunt.
Or uncle used to be a pimp.
And then found Jesus.
Oh, I got 2 of those. Can you turn that up?
Sources are saying that former Chief of Staff Olivia Pope's interest in the criminal justice class action suit is based on a personal vendetta against President Grant due to Ms. Pope's being ousted from the White House.
I can neither confirm nor deny rumors that Olivia Pope was fired from the White House. But I will say that President Grant will not be working with Ms. Pope on any recent or future endeavors.
Wow.
You said you left on good terms, and that was a problem with this case, but really it's you.
Yep.
You lied to me.
Can you give us a minute?
Yep. I was like, why did she do that? It made Annalise feel bad about herself, but that had nothing to do with Annalise.
Is it true?
Now
I
you
didn't
can piss
lie. My
Annalise off.
resignation was complicated.
Sounds like no spin to me.
You came to me asking for my help.
Because I thought you had a bite behind that bark. But instead I found a sedity phony who judged me from the minute she laid eyes on me.
I never judged you.
Oh, you judged me immediately. Just like a white man in the boardroom looking down on me because my hips are too wide and my hue too dark.
Oh, so we're going there.
I
Wow.
think we soul sisters just because you rented out a hair salon for a few hours on the black side of town, please. I dealt with plenty of bougie-ass black women just like you. Spend most of your life in a boarding school, Ivy League universities with a horse between your legs and a silver spoon in your mouth. You're not the only one who knows how to Google.
She been holding that in.
You call me a hot mess.
She practiced that.
But it sounds to me that despite all your failed attempts to stand above me on your little pedestal, we're the same. So keep it real, Olivia Pope.
So keep it real.
Why'd you leave the White House?
Go
You
off
got no
then,
friend.
Annalise.
You know your skin tone and measurements aren't the reason people don't like you. It's you. Annalise Keating, you are a bully who insults people and then wonders why they won't help you. But hey, you're just trying to keep it real,
That's true.
right? How's that working out for you? Can't be that great if you had to haul your broke ass on the megabus to beg for my help. You may think you know who I
Not
am.
the
and
financial
what I'm about,
attack.
but don't get it twisted. We are not the same. So allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Olivia Pope, and I don't have to explain myself to anyone,
Okay.
especially you.
Damn, how you know it's in my wallet though? That's crazy. She really did her research. It was thorough.
Kevin, you can come back. We're done. Don't
Hair
worry about
salon
your wash and
showdown.
press. I'll be sure to put that on my sedity ass no limit platinum
You're
card.
picking my own damn hair.
Okay.
God damn.
Still no comment from Olivia Pope.
At least they kept it classy and didn't get ghetto.
Insiders in Washington are left speculating about what could have happened behind the closed doors of the Oval, how Pope became a pariah, and why she lied about
They
it
went
her
in, didn't they?
resignation announcement. The White
You
House
believe this? The White House is playing dirty.
It wasn't the White House.
This was you.
Well, Quinn, technically. Me by proxy.
Oh, okay. So that's a yes.
She needed to be stopped for the greater good of our nation.
Stop. She's trying to reform our justice system, which as Attorney General of the
Ellie
United
wants
States...
the same reform, just on a safer timeline.
Sure, but maybe playing it safe is the problem. I respect President Grant's reasoning, but a safe timeline is not sending someone away for 20 years on a simple possession charge. Abby,
What?
it's okay to miss her.
Yeah, they hate
I
Olivia
don't
so bad
miss
they
her. I
miss
just
her.
don't trust her, okay?
Okay?
What is it that you think you're going to get out of this?
Right now, at the moment, I'd be happy just to find my keys. Oh, would you look at that? Now move, please.
You're on the wrong side of this fight, Quinn.
I'm on the only side that matters, my client.
Your client, the White House? That's who you're working with to deny the rights of 90 wrongfully imprisoned people, right?
I'm not the media, Liv. You're not going to spin me. You're not here because you care about those people. You got kicked out of the game and you want back in. Don't pretend you have anything on your mind other than you.
When?
Is that funny?
It's not funny. It's ironic. You're not here for your client. You're here for me. You're here for revenge.
So what if I am? I'd say I'm more than a little bit due. Wouldn't you?
You said your QPA would be about justice. Don't let go of that. Don't compromise yourself just because you hate me.
You're really gonna want to walk away before I do something I regret.
You already have. You took the case. I guarantee one way or the other, you will come to regret it.
Do you need anything for your interview, Mom?
No.
Actually.
You're not gonna win this thing. I'll do what I can with the interview, but I can only spin so much. It won't be enough. She has problems. Big problems that she needs to return to Philadelphia with as soon as humanly possible. That woman...
I think the only one with big problems here is you.
Because I'm in no mood.
Neither am I. You know how important this is.
Don't nobody like Olivia.
You know
What did
how
she
long
do?
it's taken for us to get here.
And I'm very sorry, but Annalise cheating.
Well, this is not about Annalise cheating. This is about Olivia Pope. Where the hell is she?
You saw the news. It's over.
I don't accept that. You don't accept that. A couple of reporters going on TV saying mean things about you? How unique, how different. Rare air you're breathing right now. Olivia Pope versus the White House? That's new. You forced to work with someone you can't stand, someone you disagree with, someone who calls you on your crap? Done it before, Liv, sailed through it before, and you never folded. Not once. So why now are you sitting here
Because
acting...
I'm not that person anymore. I'm no longer the woman you... Things are different now, Fitz.
Why did you take this case? Olivia, answer the question.
Because it matters. I took this case because it matters.
Because you want to change the world.
Because I want to change the world.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. There you are. You're still you. They just don't see it. You just don't see it.
Look, her feelings hurt.
What is that?
Just a little something that might make you feel better.
Abby! What? Charlie found dirt on Spivey. Oh, this is good.
There's a reason this guy kept his secrets buried deep. The White House will control Spivey with that information.
Liv is never gonna know what hit her. She is done.
Why's she painting?
What?
I don't know. It's just, I'm all for playing dirty, but we're gladiators, right? When we play dirty, it's for a good reason.
This is a good reason.
They
Of
did
course
used to
it
call
is.
themselves the gladiator.
Right.
It's good stuff, Perkins. I need to go through.
Hey, you never told me. Why is the president so against a case like this getting to the Supreme Court?
You thought this was about the case?
No,
We got the chance to finally check Olivia Pope. It's what we all wanted, isn't it?
What did
Yeah.
she do?
Of course.
I don't understand.
You have a good day, Perkins.
Everybody hates her. Her old teammates, friends, lovers. I mean, her enemies are supposed to hate her, but damn, like everybody. I don't know what she had to have burned everybody somehow, some way. But that's a dark world to live in. Nobody likes you.
Not really.
Ms. Pope and Ms. Keating, thank you for joining us. Now, before we get into this case, there's a news story we can't ignore, and we'd very much like to get your response to, Ms. Pope. Were you fired by President Grant?
Yes, I was.
Why were you fired?
Difficult challenges mean difficult decisions, having to choose between the bad or the worse. Stakes are high, inevitably someone gets hurt. That time it was me.
At least look like
Do
you want to
you
be there.
regret how you handled anything specifically while you were in the White
That's
House?
not why Annalise is here.
I regret that my relationship with President Grant dissolved to the point of my dismissal, that ties were severed
this is
between the
live.
people I am closest with, people I have served, people I have mentored.
People I still love.
This is her line.
But I am a fighter, so I don't regret the fight. I can't. It's who I am. It's what I do. And luckily, I am not alone. Next to me is one of the most courageous fighters I have ever met. I am just as proud to be in the service of her fight to get this case heard by the highest court of the land as anything I have ever done. And while I understand the interest in me, I have lost very little compared to the men and women, many of them innocent, stuck in prison for decades because of an inadequate defense provided by our legal system. So I respectfully ask the public, including you, Francesca, to shift focus to what matters, the fight to reform our criminal justice system, and the woman who is leading that charge, fighting that fight for all of us, Annalise Keating.
That ate.
She's good.
All right, then.
Good with her words.
Annalise?
Now is the time. We can't wait another political season, another month, another day. There are people rotting in prison because of a judicial system that's messed up. All we're asking is for an hour of the court's time to hear our case, make a decision. Help us do that, please.
I think what Ms. Pope and Ms. Keating said about the current state of our justice system was exactly right, Mike.
It is a travesty, plain and simple. And if the Supreme Court doesn't hear this case, it'd be a damn shame.
Damn right. Hopefully Justice Spivey agrees. Oh, no, thank you.
I'm right. I didn't mean
It's
to.
fine. Don't let me stop you. Popcorn and wine together.
Yeah, it's kind of my thing.
It's like a megabus special if you ask me.
More like a sedity snack. Marcus.
He saw the interview. Didn't change his mind. He won't hear the case.
Thanks.
Annalise, it's time to get Annalise.
I'm sorry.
We tried it Olivia's way.
After all of that, to be so close.
I know this
and
ain't her
still-
city, and these ain't her peoples, but shit. We're Connor. Is there somebody we can
Right.
sleep with?
I wanted to be president. Growing up, that's all I thought about. Or at least a senator. I had this vision of DC as a place full of attractive
Oh, that's
young
passionate.
people going to fancy galas and trying to do good in the world.
I'm surprised he's not here
It's
with how
like
passionate
an
he
uglier
was.
film
Right,
with a bunch of
because I know he's not
narcissistic,
here.
power-hungry cowards.
Hey, who you calling ugly?
They probably broke the coffee table and
Well, I didn't say everyone. Damn.
Strong? That's why I've been coming here since I was 16.
You're from here?
This is the neighborhood.
Good for you for getting out.
You know, I might live and work in the other DC now, but everything I've done, everything I've worked for, I've done because of this place. Because I grew up around the hardest working people in America who got the worst treatment, and I want to do something to change that. I'll never stop working for them. Just like you'll never stop fighting for your case in whatever way you can. This place has my heart, unless it takes my liver. Anyway, we had a crap day. Sorry for making you come to a place like this.
Oh, I'm liking this bar.
Who's her Obama?
Probably.
I
I was just saying she's like
Asher.
something else too.
Cool name.
Here she was for
I should
get a
be
little
going,
spicy.
We're probably heading home.
She go out of
tomorrow.
town and she forget herself.
So I need a pack.
And yeah, Asher ain't no Obama.
Thank you for the drink.
And he came from rich, so it's just like
This is
They
as
don't have
close
that
to her
connection.
dream as she's.
ever been.
Yeah. This is her orbit. She would have been done good on this show. Come to apologize.
Spivey's decision wasn't based on the merits of the case. Charlie found it. I gave it to Jake. I'm sure he used it. He must have. There's no way Spivey saw that interview last night without being affected by it. If you could find a way to make that story disappear, maybe you'd get a different result. To be clear, I did not do this for you.
For the next
You were right.
people.
I did say my QPA would be about justice. Now it still is.
Yes, we gotta start thinking about the people that are being affected, not our personal feelings towards one other person.
Justice Spivey?
Miss Pope, should I tell you up front? That your visit is futile, or would you like me to pretend for a while?
I don't want you to pretend. I do want you to change your vote.
I can't do that.
Actually, you can now. Six years ago, your son killed a woman in a hit and run. You paid off the only witness.
How did you get this?
I got it from the same people who gave it to the White House yesterday. Mere hours before you made up your mind. I'm guessing that is not a coincidence.
It was an accident. He wasn't drinking. He wasn't texting. He was 16. It was an accident that you people are using this to blackmail
I'm
me.
not trying to blackmail you, Justice Spivey. In fact, I want to tell you something the White House forgot to mention. The witness you paid off died 2 years ago. The payment you made could still take you down, but without him around to talk, it's easy to bury. I'm good at that kind of thing, the best, actually. I can fix it for you. Make it all go away, get you out from under the White House. I only ask one thing in return.
Did I hear the case that I side with you?
No.
Nope. If he doesn't
That
do
you
this,
listen to your conscience.
it doesn't get brought up at all.
Like I said, I didn't come here to blackmail you.
People could still use it over his head, though.
I'm done trying to influence people with anything but the truth. And the truth is, if your son had stood trial for his crime, I know that you would have wanted him to have the best representation possible. The families of our plaintiffs want the same thing for them too. Don't they at least deserve the chance to have this case heard?
Reports this afternoon coming out of the Supreme Court. The class action lawsuit spearheaded by former White House Chief of Staff Olivia Pope, along with Philadelphia attorney Annalise Keating, has just been added to the court's docket. Justice Spivey apparently making an impassioned plea to his fellow justices, asking that they not only consider the case, but fast track it as well. The stunning decision is not only a victory for Pope and Keating, but is also being hailed as a significant step forward in the effort to reform America's criminal justice system.
They're not even mad.
Olivia,
Annalise. Ooh, I like
I guess
the
this
colors.
makes you exactly what I thought.
What would that be?
A miracle worker.
Excellent.
So what now? You go on to your teaching gig, I go on to the Supreme Court?
Is that what you would like to happen?
Not exactly. You?
No.
Coming home with
Is
us.
this your way of saying you'll join me?
Is this your way of asking? Yeah. Let's go.
We taking the mega bus, or you gonna use that platinum no limit? Get us a nice private flight. Was that it? Okay.
Okay.
And that's part one of the crossover. So thoughts?
It was good. They was talking so fast when I went to go see the president. I couldn't keep up. I was just like, I don't even know, man. I could never.
That's because they were trying to. They do this thing where they talk directly to each other, but at the same time talk in a way that hides the message that they're sending to one another. Because
So they're sugarcoating?
Yes, because there's other people. So she was basically telling Olivia, I'm not going to allow it because you're here. But she said it in a very interesting way to where Annalise and them thought it was just a natural no. And, you know, saying, oh, well, maybe next year, and blah, blah, blah. And then, you know, Olivia got in her feelings and then blamed it on Annalise. But, you know, all that came out. But, yeah, there's a lot of tension, a lot of hard feelings. I mean, all towards Olivia. So I don't know what she did to all these people. I mean, I think I know what she did to Melanie. Obviously, Olivia was sleeping with her husband. So I could see why that's problematic. I get her. That makes sense. But everybody else, I don't know. And then I don't even know how Melanie became president. That's crazy. Because she was just the first lady when the show started. So I don't even remember people liking her like that. So for her to get support to get to the presidency, I don't know, y'all. But there's 7 seasons of this stuff that doesn't happen. But yeah, I mean, I tried to gather as many pieces as I can with Scandal, but I mean, I just didn't get enough hints as to why they didn't like Olivia. But it seems like whatever went down, she kind of lost herself, and she needed to find herself. And Annalise, in this case, I think helped find her passion. Of course, with a few words of encouragement from Fitz, who appears to be the love of her life. The Jake guy, I know they used to have a thing, and I think they used to really like each other. But I think Olivia used to cheat on him with Fitz, just like Fitz used to cheat on Melanie. And I think obviously Jake found out, and then that's why he's against her so hard, and then using her former co-workers against her. But I don't know what could have turned her against the co-workers, the gladiators. But we got what we wanted. Michaela damn near cheated on Asha, then found Obama, and just trying to start a whole new life, reinvent herself once again.
Yeah, once again.
Asher, actually, I think I found a new career here.
Right.
I don't think I'm
I
coming.
just got offered an amazing opportunity
To work in the White House. I can't pass this up. And Asher's like, well, I'll just transfer schools. I'll come to, it's just not a good look on me. And by that, I mean, white boy, it's just, it's not going to work. So I think we should just split ways, and I wish you the best of luck. And I'll come check on you during summer break. He would have been devastated.
Yeah, for real.
But
and
anyway.
he ain't got nowhere to go. He's
But
just gonna have to make
him and Connor can figure
bacon
something out.
for baking. Yeah, he's gonna have to be just baking for Connor.
But yeah, so it seems like this next part will really be going against the Supreme Court. It seems like all the tension, at least with Annalise and Olivia, has mellowed out, so now they can focus. But yeah, Olivia was going in for a second, and because Annalise didn't do nothing to her, and she started talking about her past and all that, and not one time in this whole episode did anybody other than Olivia bring up Annalise's past and everything that went on. Like Annalise said, they've been cleared of all of that. That's it's messy. It sounds bad, but I ain't get charged with nothing. You understand me? Like, I am clear. Just, and she's like, I could have been evicted. We're black. This is what happens. You know what I mean? Now, granted, Annalise is no saint. But, I mean, so many people, so many black people, and other people too, but black people that have been, wrongfully, put in prison or had misrepresentation or, you know what I mean? And not everybody's fully educated in the justice system and how things work and what they should and should not do. And not everybody can afford proper representation. So, you get stuck with those public defenders. And some people just don't know enough to not take a public defender. Like, they don't really understand and get the grasp of how much work a public defender has on their plate at any given time. So, anyway.
Is it because there's not enough of them?
Yeah, no. Most of those public defenders come right from college, law school, and they need to make a name for themselves before they can get hired into a law firm. So they have to do a million cases, and nobody wants to work that job. Who wants to work a job where you're getting a million cases? There's no end to it. You have no choice in what you take. You have to take the case.
Oh. You have
because it's part of our constitutional laws. You have the right to an attorney,
right?
So somebody has to be that attorney. So that's the public defenders, and they just get unlimited cases. There's cases every single day. So it's a never-ending job. I can't imagine that it's very fun, and most of them are just trying to work their way out of it. And most of the time, in court, lawyers want to take a plea. So unless you got a really good solid case and they know they can beat it, or it's a high profile case where they can get something out of it as well other than money, they might not put a lot of effort into your case. I just hate to say it, or unless you pay them big bucks, which they're free lawyers, so they ain't getting no more from this case than they are that case. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So why would I put the extra attention here and I got a million cases? I got shit to do. And that's what I mean. You say that until you're in that situation.
I'm never gonna be that.
No, I wouldn't either.
I don't have an interest in that.
But that's what the lady was saying. Virginia, she's like, I had like 40 cases and 60 minutes to prep for it, for each of them. Like, that's just impossible. She's like, there was 40 hours of footage. I had 60 minutes to put a case together, go in front of a judge and argue.
There wasn't a skim through where
I mean, I'm sure she gets a packet with what the police wrote, with, you know, what evidence found, what, you know, statements from all these different people. Like, there's no way. And then she got a pile of footage. Like, I'm not saying that it's right. It's not on her. It's on the justice system for not having enough staffing, not having enough time for Virginia or any of the public defenders to be able to build a solid case so that people have adequate representation. So it's a flaw on the justice system itself, and that's what Annalise is fighting for them to hold the government accountable and to help out these people and other people, you know, that have been affected by this. Now, I don't know that all of them are going to go scotch-free from this, but I mean, maybe they'll get another fighting chance. And, you know, I don't know how it would help. I mean, I think we'll see through Nate's dad, since he's the character we're focusing on, the base case. But, yeah, I don't know how such a scenario would reverberate to help everybody who's been affected by that. So we'll just have to see. But yeah, on to part 2. If you have nothing else.
Nope.
All right, well, thank you guys for watching. Of course, we want to hear what you guys thought.
Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe to the page.
And we'll see you guys for more Scandal on How to Get Away with Murder.
Bye.